Humans have loved tall buildings even before the technological revolution of the 19th and 20th century. Just think the incredible Tower of Babylon. This love for tall buildings also explains why roughly 4,500 years ago, the Egyptian kings spurred their most skilled masons to work tirelessly while building the historical Egyptian pyramids. Even though the tallest of these pyramids was only 145 meters high, the world wildly celebrated the accomplishment of the Egyptians, and their fame quickly spread far and wide. Soon enough, people from far and near traveled down to Egypt, which was a world power at the time, just to see this wonder. Who would have guessed that a few thousand years later, the Egyptian pyramids would no longer be the world's most monumental construction, because taller buildings called skyscrapers would become the rave? So yes, we agree to have always had a penchant for constructing tall edifices, but this time we seem to have outdone ourselves with the Jeddah Tower construction in Dubai. When completed, this building will not only outshine the Burj Khalifa, but also rise to become the world's most monumental edifice. Want to find out more about this soon-to-be completed wonder? Keep watching. It all started in 2008 when Saudi Arabia's Prince Al-Walid bin Talal, a billionaire financier, announced his big dream to construct a world record-breaking tower to serve as the focal point of Jeddah Economic City, a vast urban oasis that aimed to become Saudi Arabia's equivalent of Dubai. While tourists are still visiting and planning their visits to Dubai, and while many are still oohing and awing at the magnanimity of the Burj Khalifa, the Saudi Arabians have been busy with the construction of the Jeddah Tower, which they believe will outshine and dethrone the Burj Khalifa from its current position as the world's tallest building. As expected, the Jeddah Tower has many unique features that will blow your mind, but let's get started with its magnificent height. According to the original proposed design for this tower made by Adrian Smith, the American architect who also designed the Burj Khalifa, the tower was supposed to be a mile high. But quite unfortunately, the geology of the area was not good enough to hold a building that high. Notwithstanding, the Jeddah Tower will be the first structure in the entire universe to peak at the height of 1 kilometer into the clouds, and this literally means that Saudi Arabia is aiming for the sky. While the height of this building is truly astonishing, there's more it will boast of. The shape of the tower, decided by a seasoned architecture, is triangular, and this aerodynamic design was inspired by the three-pedal adapted structure of desert plant leaves and pure streams. The unique shape was also chosen to combat the intense desert wind and the force of gravity, so the structural layout widens at the base to make up for the colossal core size on the lower levels, and then narrows at the core to make the top take up less space. Total genius. The structure's overall design is supposed to be a proper imitation of a desert plant growing upward, which is a symbol of Saudi Arabia's prosperity. It also reflects Jeddah's importance as the gateway to Mecca. The Jeddah waterfront district around Jeddah will also have some open spaces, a shopping center, and other business and residential developments. If living in the clouds has always been your wildest dream, then we advise that you plan a vacation to Dubai as soon as the Jeddah Tower is completed, because being this building is literally peeking into the clouds. The Jeddah Tower, which was formerly named the Kingdom Tower, will have the highest observation deck in the entire globe when completed. The building will even have a 98-foot diameter outdoor balcony located on the top floors, about 660 meters from the ground, which can efficiently serve as a helipad. At first, this terrific balcony was intended to only be a helipad, but sadly pilots found that it was not adequate for a safe landing because the outside air temperature near the top of the building was lower than the bottom floor air due to the reduced air density, which is exacerbated by the thin desert environment. This helipad would have worked really fine if the building was not located in a desert land. This remarkable edifice was initially expected to give an impressive balcony view of the tower, but this might not be possible because experts predict that they would be unable to get a good view of the tower in one single view because of its gigantic size. The only possible way to get a good view of this building would be to take aerial shots. Looks like only birds would be able to get a good view of the Jeddah Tower. For a building that is projected to be 1 kilometer high, it's only logical that its foundation would be equally deep. You can even say it stands on a plinth since its foundation piles have a diameter of 10 feet, which is just about the size of some rooms and are also as long as 360 feet. Due to the uniqueness of this building, it is tightly rooted to the ground, and the connection of the tower to the ground was done in a very deliberate and strategic manner. We don't want $1.23 billion to come crumbling to the ground, do we? The Jeddah Tower will also be greater than 530,000 square meters in size, and according to fact sheets on government websites, the Kingdom Jeddah Tower will have 167 usable floors. Wondering what they would be doing with all this space? Well, 7 of the floor will serve as a world-class 5-star hotel. 121 modern-style luxury apartments will be located on another 11 stories. 7 more floors will be used to house some offices. Then a large majority of the additional floors will be used to house apartments, a gym, a spa, cafes and restaurants, and several sky lobbies. The elevators in this building are also specially tailored to be unique, just like the building. There will be close to 60 elevators and 12 escalators in total to travel through all the floors, and some of them will be double-decked with a minimum speed of 10 meters per second. This is slower than most regular elevators, so it can help prevent visitors from having motion sickness brought on by air pressure changes at such high altitudes. Another strategy to ensure the safety of visitors in the tower is the proposed 3 sky lobbies, built to prevent people in the elevator from having to go all the way to the top. The Jeddah Tower also has a brilliant architectural design that ensures that no side will ever receive too much direct sunlight, and the building would also utilize the water gathered from the air conditioning. This tower and the surrounding metropolis will also serve as examples of sustainable innovation by utilizing cutting-edge technology, leaving a relatively small carbon footprint relative to the number of people they would be serving per time. Interestingly, this tower will also have high-tech components inside, like a high-performance exterior wall system. It will also be built with more than 80,000 tons of steel, and the transport corridors surrounding it and the plinth will help it blend effortlessly into the urban setting. There will also be several incredibly cool patios around the Jeddah Tower's 3 sides and a series of covered notches on each side, where outdoor terraces will be built to provide breathtaking views of Jeddah and the Red Sea. With its strategic location between the 2 holiest towns of Mecca and Medina, this intelligent skyscraper has just one goal: to become the symbol of Jeddah Economic City, which in turn has the potential to become Saudi Arabia's Dubai. Unfortunately, after making steady progress, 15 years later, in January 2018 precisely, due to the Saudi political machinations and the lockdown caused by the COVID epidemic, the tower's structural concrete construction was suspended by the building's owner, JEC. It's a bit sad knowing that these ear-tingling and jaw-dropping features cannot be enjoyed anytime soon, as the Jeddah Tower structure is barely 1/3 finished, and the completion date for the structure has not been established yet. Nonetheless, we know that whenever the building is completed, it will be the best of its kind. The Jeddah Tower is not the first tower to have such insane budget. Other buildings like the Empire State Building also cost a fortune to construct. However, these ones were successfully completed. The Empire State Building is the most famous building in New York City, and it is 381 meters tall with 102 floors. At the time of its erection, it was the first building ever on the entire planet to have more than 100 floors, and it was completed in a short period of a year and 45 days. And how much did it cost? There's an estimated cost of $41 million, which was a lot at the time. Fortunately, this is nothing compared to the $43 million the building currently generates yearly as revenue. Similarly, the Burj Khalifa, which is currently the tallest freestanding structure in the world, with a total of 162 floors and an impressive height of 828 meters, cost $1.5 billion. Built in Dubai over a period of 6 years, the construction of this remarkable building required the application of both forward-thinking principles and sound science. And in the end, it was worth the investment because this building now generates over $600 million yearly from the sales of tickets alone. The Empire State used to be the most magnanimous edifice in the world up until it wasn't. The Burj Khalifa will also be the world's tallest building until the completion of the Jeddah Tower, and it would only be a matter of time before the Jeddah Tower loses its place as more and more urban buildings around the world are rising. Do you think the Jeddah Tower will be completed eventually? Let us know.